Alright, going into video 4, looking at our graph editor and how we're going to control our speed from what we kind of just created last time. So last time we created this, and I'm going to go ahead and play. So we created this where it just kind of comes in, stops, comes out. Oh, but look, I think you know what I did. I might have undone. So again, if I were to take keyframe assistant, time reversal, comes in, holds, and goes out. But it's not very animated, I think. So one way we can do that is maybe we want to select these. We want to go to our time graph editor right here, and we're going to go ahead and pull this open. And I'm going to go ahead and right click and make sure that we're on our speed graph. Okay, so what we notice is that it starts at 0 and it's going to go up to 900 pixels per second, so it's moving really fast, and it's going to come back down and hit 0, and it's going to do the same thing. So maybe I want to go ahead and change that a little bit different, and by clicking on this, I get this now handle, so where we can manipulate and change the speed. So maybe through this, I want to make sure it starts off really slow and hits a point where it's going to be like extremely fast, hitting that point if we notice. Okay, oop, let me go back to that. Okay, so we hit this point where it's going to get really fast and it's going to come back down and be nice and slow. Alright, so that's the first, this is the first one now, and notice how, because of how I made the movement, it's going to have to get faster, so it's going to hit a point of almost 2,000 pixels per second and come back down, where compared to this one still at 900 per second. So let's just look at the difference. I'm going to go ahead and let's do full screen. We're going to render this. So it's going to, as it renders, okay, comes in, it's going to come in really fast and then go out a little bit slower. Let's go ahead one more time. Comes in pretty fast, and then we'll go out. Now, something that is cool, and I'm going to show you guys, that makes a big difference, I believe, in the look and the feel for text when it's moving, is going to be this little icon, which we talked about in chapter 1, is your motion blur. So if I select that and then come up here and say enable the motion blur, as you look, I already jumped, it kind of had this blur effect. So whenever it's in movement, it's going to be like blurring, almost like it's actually moving. It gives it a realistic feel. So we get this where it kind of comes in, again it's rendering it, now it's got that text, that blur, jumps in, and then as it moves out, eventually, as it's rendering and processing, okay, it moves out, it will kind of get that blur effect again, and depending on how fast it moves, will give the more of that blur. So that's one way we can use the time graph in our graph editor, is to make sure that we can control that movement and play around with it. So maybe I didn't like it as fast, or maybe I wanted to come in nice and slow and ease out, or maybe just by doing this, I'm going to go ahead and jump in and come back to that first one. Maybe I want to make it a little bit different to where let's go ahead and it's just too large. Instead of hitting that really fast part, I can even grab, I want to grab this handle, and I might want to move it to where it kind of comes in a little bit faster. So I kind of want to make it come in a little bit faster and then really slow down. So I want to make it shoot up really fast and then slow down. So let's kind of see what that looks like. So it's going to shoot in really fast and slow in to that final resting spot for position. And that's what we're looking at. So I think that looks a little better. But again, it's playing around with your time and seeing what looks best. Now, I really didn't want to work on the way out. I really just wanted to show you guys the way in and how it can change using that graph editor, how you can shoot it in. Let's go ahead and play rendered through. Shoots in, stops, and goes out. So that's the first look, and we're actually going to do a video 2 of looking at our graph editor coming up next.